This question comes from Alex. What would a magnitude 15 earthquake actually be like?
Okay, first, let's clear up a common misconception. The earthquake magnitude scale, what most of us call the Richter scale, doesn't actually have a top limit. A lot of people assume it just stops at 10. It doesn't.
To get some perspective, a magnitude 9 earthquake, the kind that actually happens, measurably changes the rotation of the entire planet. Both the 2004 Indian Ocean and 2011 Tōhoku earthquakes literally altered the length of a day.
And after those quakes, the whole Earth rang like a bell for days.
So while 10 isn't a mathematical limit, for our planet, it's pretty much a practical one. To get a magnitude 10 quake, you'd need a single fault line to rupture along the entire east coast of the United States.
A magnitude 11? That would need a fault running halfway around the planet. You can see where this is going.
But the real story here is about the energy involved. Every whole number you go up the scale represents about 32 times more energy than the one before it.
So a magnitude 15 isn't just a bit worse than a magnitude 9. It's about 1,000,000 times more powerful. We're not talking about a bigger earthquake anymore. We're talking about a completely different category of event. At magnitude 15, the energy released would be enough to boil every ocean on Earth. All of it, gone, turned into a superheated steam atmosphere. And incidentally, there would be no tsunamis. You can't really have a tsunami without an ocean. The ground itself would stop behaving like solid rock and start behaving more like a liquid. Every single fault line on the planet would rupture at once. At this point, the word building ceases to be a meaningful category. Entire mountain ranges would be rearranged in just a few minutes. If we push the scale even further, a magnitude 18 event starts to approach the gravitational binding energy of the Earth itself. That's the amount of energy you would need to completely disassemble the planet, to scatter every last atom of it into space. To put that in perspective, when the Death Star destroyed Alderaan, that was approximately a magnitude 18 event. The Sun, being much more massive, could theoretically sustain a quake up to magnitude 24. A magnitude 25 would destroy the Sun. But here's the interesting part. The scale also goes in the other direction. A magnitude 0 event, for example, is the energy of an NFL offensive line hitting a wall at full speed. Magnitude -2 is a cat falling off a dresser. Magnitude -5 is you pressing a key on a mechanical keyboard. And magnitude -15 is a single mote of dust drifting gently onto a table. So the scale goes both ways, infinitely. On one end, a speck of dust. On the other, the destruction of a star. And somewhere in the middle is where we live. We're on a thin, rocky shell in a universe that is mostly trying to ignore us. So far, that's working out just fine.